What's happening, guys, and welcome back to the Galactic Explorers Podcast. This is episode 35, and we are back with a lot more Waking Titan news. But to begin with, this is my co-host, Jeff. How are you doing, sir?
Not bad. How are you doing?
I am very well, thank you very much. It's been another hectic, mad week of Waking Titan news. You kind of got to be on the ball at the minute to even keep up with it, haven't you?
No, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, especially if you had 2 days away from it all like I did. So let's not wait around, let's get straight into this stuff. So, it all started probably around, like this week's news started probably about May 18th, which was, we were currently recording this on the 28th, so about 10 days ago, was that the last time we recorded, the day after? Friday. Yeah, I think we recorded last Friday, didn't we? Not last Friday, but the Friday before. Or the Saturday or something.
No, I think it was last Friday.
Yeah, so typical, we decided to record on a day that everything starts going down again. Anyway, so last Friday, or May the 18th, the Myriad status updated. Its page was updated, saying latest network diagnostic table, a load of command lines, basically. Alongside with this network diagnostic table update, the on-the-ground speed averages were also updated. It just looks like data speeds, really. It's really like all just weird stuff. All these page updates, and then it ultimately led to a command on the Waking Titan terminal, which was Precon 007, and this unlocked three images, wasn't it? The first bit.ly link that had previously led to an image of what appeared to be a redirected document was removed and replaced by X. I'm basically reading all this stuff off of Waking Titan, the Game Detectives page.
Were these images the images of the ships? Is that when that happened?
I think so. I think it is, because this was before the Loop 16 command update.
Yeah, because we got those pictures of the ship, I think shortly after we were finished recording last week, so...
Yeah. I think it was, wasn't it?
The supposed ships.
Well, I think the first one was the satellite image of, the world. Let me just go through them quickly as we're talking about them. But yeah, the first one was a satellite picture. The second one was the distorted black box, with the red circle on it, the Where box.
Oh, yeah, yep.
And then the third one, I think that might have been the ship, might it? The third one was the prism. It was a distorted picture of the prism.
Yes.
Where developers have been receiving.
Yep.
So yeah, they were the three unlocked images. And then Loop 16 command updated, also on the 18th. It was discovered that the response for the command Loop 16 in the Waking Titan terminal had changed. It just came down with some processing European UTC time, so 11:45 every 15 minutes through to 1:15 a.m. Once the clock had struck 11:45 p.m. UTC, the command updated again, saying processing. And 11:45 there was another bit.ly link, and I think this one might have been the one that you were talking about with the ship. Oh no, it was the constellation. It was the constellation. That one. So yeah, it was the picture of all the constellations with the missing stars. These links were.
I actually was watching Serious Gamer X. He was live streaming at this time. When this all went down, so he was trying to figure out the constellations and stuff. So that's how I remember that.
Right. See, all this stuff happens at stupid o'clock in the UK. What time was it? That started at 20 to... Ooh, what's that? 20 to 11 UTC, so I'm not quite sure. Let's have a look. 23:40 UTC UK time. What's that for us?
Honestly,
that's 20 to 1 in the morning.
Yeah, so I was going to say, it was probably around like 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Time.
So I always tend to miss out on all these things, wake up the next morning, look at Twitter or whatever, and everything's happened.
Actually, I'm pretty sure this all went down after we got done recording.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
This was that Friday. So
yeah.
I remember watching... Oh, yeah. This is definitely Friday, and it happened like right after we got done streaming. So,
yeah.
Or recording, I should say.
Around the same time as the command began updating, players discovered a Reddit account named Satcom70, who had posted a thread titled command.center.satcom CID185 on the No Man's Sky subreddit. The name of the user was also found to be a part of a URL which led to the command center. The only text displayed on the website at the time was command.center.v12 crashed. This lined up with the output of the status command in the Waking Titan terminal. Then on the 19th of May, the Reddit post was updated to contain a hint to the puzzle. Upon finding this hint, players realised that they needed to reorder the stars according to the background colour. After this, they were numbered 1 to 7. That number told players which letter of each star name to use in the order to get. Oh, is it Anna? ETN or ANN? Oh, it was antenna, wasn't it? Yeah, it was an anagram for antenna, which gave a newer image and put into the Waking Titan terminal, which was this. It was the distorted background with the red lights, and then the encrypted text on the front of it. When unscrambled, the following text was revealed on the image: reconstructing language database, protocol, another bit.ly link, comment with file name of Wikipedia DB ending with D97CO, or 0 rather. Let me just double check what this link was again. Oh, this just went to the Reddit page, that link. Then the Wikipedia database with the file name blah 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 blah. I'm not going through all that because it's not even English. Was found. The name commented on the post. Then the post was edited to the following, that long number with letters, everything, saying valid. Command updated. ERP viral. System entering standby. CR now loading satcom70.com. Support instructions IGS4TZD6. It's although I appreciate the whole Game Detective's website, it doesn't make sense, does it? Unless you know what's going on.
But honestly, can I tell you something, man? Like, this whole thing doesn't make sense. Like,
no.
It's cool. It's really creative, but I mean, honestly, this is like reaching out to such a small percentage of the community. I mean, really, how many people are actually figuring this crap out? I mean, almost 99% of the people are just waiting for someone else to figure it out, and then they can follow it, and they just want the end result. Like, is there pictures? Is there freaking
a trailer? Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm sure Allison Smith, they put a huge amount of time into this, and it's like really creative on their part, but I mean, come on, like, this is...
Yeah.
I mean, this all goes back to, like, what's the end game here? Like, how does this even really fit into any of the lore of No Man's Sky? If this is all for just giving us, like, screenshots or video clips or whatever, just give us the video clips, man. Like...
Starting to wear a bit thin on you.
Yeah, kind of a little bit. I mean, not because I don't like it. It's just because I don't understand where this is going. Like, the first phase, like the first thing of Waking Titan was good because it kind of linked to the lore.
It was easy to follow as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was much more easier to follow, and it just linked to the story of No Man's Sky a lot more. Like, there's no linking anything here,
No.
So, I just don't get what's going on here.
Yeah, but all this whole, like the stars things and everything else, all led to a image being an image of a distorted, what looks like a new ship, which is what you were just talking about. And is it 3 ships on there in this one image?
I believe so. I think people have pretty much broke it down to those 3 separate ships. So
yeah, and I think I saw someone mention that one of them could be a submarine.
That's a possibility.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean. It's something that I think a lot of people have wanted since the beginning, because underwater no one goes underwater because it's so hard to go underwater. Like, there's nothing to make you go faster.
Well, I think I was watching L Plays the other day, or was it earlier today, something anyway, and he said that like the sporty buggy that you can get. I forgot what it's called. I think he said that you can actually go underwater with that.
Yeah, if you like jump off of something and like fall underwater, and you could stay underwater, but like on the surface, I'm pretty sure you can't just dive underwater with it.
You can't just drive into the water.
No, I mean you could drive on top of the water. And there's ways that if you jump into the water with it, you'll sink to the bottom and then you can go. But I don't think there's like, if you're just driving in the water, I don't think you can just press down and just dive underwater like that. I'm pretty sure I've tried that in the past, and
it would make sense to have some kind of water-based vehicle anyway.
That's something the community's asked for a while now. It's not just me.
I think
a few people.
It only makes sense to add it now if there is going to be like multi-crew ships, because obviously, at least with the drivable vehicles, you can drive it from wherever you're going to back to your base, whereas obviously a water-based vehicle, you can't really do that, can you? Obviously, it's got to be picked up by something. So it makes sense if there's going to be bigger ships that can go into the atmosphere. That's what's obviously going to go.
You know what I'm really afraid of is people were going to finally get a vehicle to go underwater, and then people are going to be disappointed about what's underneath there, and they're going to be like, well, what the hell, like, this is bullshit, like, what the hell have we been waiting for all this time? There's nothing under here.
People will just find fault with everything though, won't they?
You know what I wish they would do, and it would seem like such a cool, easy idea, is that, you ever seen the movie Tron?
Yeah.
Old movie.
Yeah.
Like, remember the speeder bikes that they had?
Yeah, the light cycles, yeah.
Yeah, the light cycles. You know what those were? It was just, they just whipped out a handlebar, and it just morphed into a bike. Like,
why haven't we got something like that?
Why don't we have something like that? We just whip out a handlebar, like a stick or whatever, and it just morphs into a speeder bike or something to go underwater. Like, that would just seem so cool.
I don't know why you can't, like, use your backpack underwater. Can you use your backpack underwater? I'm trying to think. It's only to go up and down, though, isn't it?
I think it's just for up and down.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I'm sure, why can't it be used if you want to swing forward, just to propel yourself forward?
I remember early on, people were doing this thing. It was like they called it like a dolphin move, and like it's like literally like you hopped in and out of the water using like your momentum from your jetpack, and like you can almost like go faster underwater doing it like that. And you always how dolphins like jump in and out of the water. It was like that, and it did work, and it worked a lot faster. But if you hit anything during that process, it completely stopped.
Oh god!
So it's like it got you going, but as soon as you hit something, like it was, you were dead in the water.
It was like the melee and the boost, the backpack boost thing, wasn't it? Where you hit melee and then you boost away and you got a lot more speed going forward, didn't you, or something like that?
Right.
So it's kind of a bit like that, but
I never understood it too, because if you're using your jetpack like above water, and then you dip underwater, it like instantly refills your backpack or your jetpack or whatever like that. So I don't know why they didn't just let you use the jetpack underwater for some reason. Like, it just makes so much more sense. I'm not sure if you've ever noticed that before. So like I've seen that happen a couple times where it's like if you like use your jetpack to go out of the water to get air, and like, it completely just depletes itself. As soon as you hit the water, it like instantly refills your jetpack for some reason.
Crazy. I'm trying to remember because I pretty much never go in the water because there's no point in going in the water really. Do you have a separate oxygen like gauge?
Yeah.
Not like an oxygen gauge, but is it like when you go onto like an irradiated planet or something? Obviously, you got the radiation.
Oh yeah,
section.
yeah.
Or is it like that?
Yeah, there's I think there's like 3 levels, just like all the radiation or whatever.
Right.
You know how you can get like 3 separate levels. Like there's separate levels, like upgrades for your suit.
Does it go down quicker or just like the same rate as like?
If you have all 3 equipped, you can stay underwater for quite a long time.
Right. I see. Right. Anyway, let's get on to because I think the bigger things. We'll just go through the bigger things. So like the things that we will understand, like the dev kit deliveries. So these were the winners of the Ware development contest, and they started receiving their development kits from Ware. They all included a mobile phone or a cell phone for you guys in America. What else was it? This little like glass pyramid thing. Pyramid.
Yep.
A letter for Arnaud, and it looks like a taser thing. it literally looks like a taser. This little black thing with 2 little metal rods.
I think that was a charger.
Was that the charger for the cell phone?
I think so.
It literally looked like like the end of a taser. Because the plug sockets over here, like the plugs, they're 3-pronged. Over in the UK, they're not 2-pronged.
Yeah, there's.
So that's why it looks like a taser to me. It's so weird, right? So a letter to Arnaud requesting that a picture with results be emailed to Dr. Nadeau. This included a Ware Tech medical procedure slip, a plastic holographic pyramid designed to display 3D holograms using the phone that you got with it, and a phone with a charger. Skype was installed on the phone, and the required login details were found in a Notes app. The Skype contacts lists each of the other winning dev studios as a point of contact. The phone included an app called Myriad Uplink that can also be accessed at uplink.satcom70.com. We'll come and talk about that in a bit as well. Different audio files were found on each of the phones transcribed below.
There's so many.
We're not going to go through them all.
Yeah, this is if you want to go see it, go to the Waking Titan site because it's just a ton of crap.
So basically, everyone's phone came with like different audio files. You just go to wiki.gamedetectives.net, type in Waking Titan, go on to Phase 4, and then go down to it's Dev Kit Delivery. And you'll see, and there'll be audio files that you can link to there as well. And then all the phones also had Skype messages, which won't go through all of them either, because just time.
One interesting thing, I'm pretty sure this is a fact, but I remember hearing this from, I think I was watching somebody's subcast, maybe Cobra's, or I forgot whose it was, but there was something said that the people that got the dev kits, like they got like shipping invoices or whatever, emailed to them saying like, okay, it's leaving from China or something like that. Right. It's coming to you, and it gave you the weight of the package.
Okay.
And then it was like 5 pounds or so, it was some weight. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they got another message like later in the journey of the package traveling, and like it went down to like almost a pound.
Okay.
So let's see. I'm pretty sure something happened through transit, but they were trying to make it seem like something happened through transit, like something got taken out of the package, maybe.
I mean, the only other thing I can think of is if they all came from the same location as one package, and then they got separated.
I don't think these tracking packages or whatever were legitimate. I think they were like made from
just part of the ARG.
Yeah, to go along. Yeah, I think it was part of the ARG. I don't think they were like legit like tracking package slips or whatever.
Maybe you're right.
I'm pretty sure I heard that because Cobra had one of the people who got the dev kits on, and he was getting interviewed, and I'm pretty sure he mentioned that during his interview.
Right. Did any of the other people who received them confirm that, or did they notice it or not?
That I don't know.
Right.
Like I said, he only had that one. I think
Dude,
one guy. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you can also go on there. You can see the Skype messages as well. It's just basically furthering the story of what's going on with Arnaud and Dr. Nadeau. So, and then on May 25th/26th, the output of the status command began to update. This is another, long information stuff. And it eventually led to an album on. I never know how to pronounce this website. It's that IMGUR. Is it Imgur?
Yeah, it's Imgur. Yeah, I think that's pretty much how you pronounce it. So.
And it's all these. Is it the pictures of all these Sharpies?
Yeah, this
torch and sellotape and stuff.
I think this is the whole blacklight thing. I think this is how they finally figured out how to unlock the rest of the glyphs on the Waking Titan.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I do like the interactive stuff. So like obviously like people receiving things through the post and stuff. It's just all the other stuff that's confusing.
But see, here's the thing again. Like, this only goes to the people that got the dev kits, I believe. I think they're the only ones that could do this.
Oh, with the black lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Cobra did it because he got that book, didn't he?
Yeah, he thought it was in the book, but I don't think his.
Right.
I don't think anything with the book happened. Like, this. See, I liked it better during the first phase. Like, remember when they were giving out the wheels, and you had to like decode the messages. Like, that was so like, everybody could do that.
Yeah, that's another thing. They said to keep hold of them, didn't they? Did they say to keep hold of them?
I don't know. I mean, I probably still have mine around here somewhere. I mean, you can get them off the emails. Like, it was from it was from the email and stuff like that. So as long as you don't like erase your email history like every so often, like it should still be in there.
Yeah. But it led to some more Skype messages as well. Glyph passwords, and now another Skype message followed at 1:36 a.m. From Mercury Process. Attention to all involved parties, please make detailed inspection of your wear package for possible anomalies. Be sure to use appropriate equipment and to document your investigation while broadcasting to involved partners. Thank you for your collaboration. This is to do with the black lights. Let me have a look. It's so mental what's going on. Anyway, so all in all, it all led to all this other stuff, and then Loop 16, is it Sequential 21 or Sec 21? Right after the 14th glyph was solved, a user named Atlas Loop 16 posted a link to a YouTube video on the No Man's Sky subreddit, and lo and behold, whose face suddenly turned up and appeared? That's of Emily.
Oh yeah.
Similarly quoted from the last submission to the voice reconstruction process that was started on May 18th. Emily Protocol 16 now active. 42 is a pronic number and an abundant number. Its prime factorization 237 makes it the second sphenic number and also the second of the form 23R.
Poor Emily, dude. They did something to her because remember how she was like so like lifelike and she was like happy. Like this one right here was like it was almost like robotic. Too much like robotic. Like they did something there. Something happened to her.
Yeah, she had like her voice was really deep as well. It was scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then Myriad status updated. The status page on the Myriad 70 website also updated to display the following. Latest network diagnostic table initializing connection, Myriad code CJ16-02, public names SJ16-02 NORAD ID 41634. And then on the Reddit page, again, the user Atlas Loop 16 began responding to comments on Reddit every 16 minutes.
Yep.
Like I said, if you go onto the Game Detective's website, it tells you all the comments that they replied to. And then on May the 26th, which was 2 days ago as of recording, at 9:38 UTC, the value of the status command in the terminal updated. All tasks completed, launching Mercury process, establishing connection. Shortly thereafter, the dev kit holders received Skype messages from Mercury process with a link to a video on YouTube titled Mercury Part 103. It can be used to display a 3D hologram with the plastic pyramids received in the dev kits. The hologram depicts a person in a spacesuit, believed to be a player model in No Man's Sky, which is probably this whole thing what the last week has led up to. So yeah, which is a bit crazy. I mean, I'm not. To be fair, it's nothing like groundbreaking what this picture looks like, or what the characters look like. It's quite vanilla looking, to be fair.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Considering obviously all the creative weird stuff that you can see on No Man's Sky, and yet it's just basically a NASA astronaut lookalike.
So here's a weird thing, is that like we're referred to as travelers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those people that those people that we find in like the space stations, so you know how we get we can pay them like the 100 nanites to find from the glyphs, the graves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they're travelers too. So, but their heads are like such odd shapes and different shapes. Like this person, like this player model, it seems like a human head. You know, it doesn't seem like it would fit the head of.
It's not an elongated neck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It seems like just an average human body and head.
Maybe it's the other alien source like the Gek and those three species. Maybe it's them referring to species that they don't see that often. So, like ourselves and who we call the travelers. Maybe they just refer to them as travelers or something.
That could be. I could see that.
Or maybe like the whole simulation. Maybe the three species are just in the simulation, and then like ourselves, this player model and the other travelers are just the people who are in the simulation, and we're referred to as travelers.
One cool thing about the player model is on the front of the suit, there's like a bright ring that looks like it's like lit up.
Where Iron Man.
It looks just like Iron Man. I think that's. I'm not sure if they referenced that in the design of the suit, but if they did, that's pretty cool.
And then the last piece of Waking Titan stuff that happened was the Old Gods email that was received by people who signed up all them months ago. On May 26th at 10 p.m. UTC, a new email from the Old Gods was received by all members subscribed to the CSD newsletter. It contained a YouTube video of Elizabeth Layton speaking to the Citizen Scientist Division about the subject of a missing satellite SJ16-2, which I referenced early in the Myriad status update. And information about the uplink Satcom 70 app and how to help gather data about the satellite's location. So if you don't know what this is, if you go to, I can't remember what the website's called, but it's Satcom-70, I think. If you go to this this YouTube video, which is it's called CSD ID 41634 on YouTube. There'll be a link in there, I think. Is there no link? They don't actually have a link on there. That's weird. In their description of the video, they don't have a link. Weird. Very strange. But yeah, there is a way to download. It's not even downloading an app. You get sent to a website. You get told to save like the page to your phone's main screen, and then you just follow the instructions. Yeah, it's pretty simple. You just hold down this button on the screen, and it'll just gather some information, doesn't it, as a whole? But it's just another interactive thing for all the players who signed up to the CSD newsletter.
I knew this video from Elizabeth Layton was going to come out soon because like a day before.
Yeah, there's that Instagram post, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was an Instagram post of her getting recorded, and she was talking about doing something for video games. And she had the same exact outfit on that she was,
Yeah, like the hair pulled back and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize like how much work she's done like in video games.
I really want to go and research her. I don't have Instagram. I just seen someone post a picture from her Instagram, but like almost makes you want to sign up to Instagram just to kind of like research her a little bit. Because it seems like this isn't the only thing she's ever done for like video games. I can't
remember what her name is. Like her real name, the actress's name. What's her name? There we go. Give me a second. Oh, where is she? Really? Really, Waking Titan Wiki? You're not gonna have the actress's name? What was she in? Oh, Amber Goldfarb, that's the name. She's got an IMDb as well.
What?
Yeah. So this is up to current time. So she was in Far Cry 5 as a voice actress. Assassin's Creed Origins as a voice actress. Let's have a look. What else is she in? For Honor as well. Watch Dogs 2, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, Far Cry Primal, Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Wow.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate Jack the Ripper thingy, DLC. Assassin's Creed Unity. Black Flag as well. So and that's
done a lot of stuff for Black Flag.
Yeah, that's
just Assassin's Creed in general.
Yeah, well, I think she's Canadian, and I think the Assassin's Creed games are made in Canada these days. But that's just the games that she's worked on. She's done short films, TV movies, and stuff as well. So she's a fairly... I mean, she goes all the way back to Assassin's Creed 2.
Wow.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed 3 as well. And then I think it was Black Flag, yeah, so she's been in them all.
Does she play a certain character in Assassin's Creed?
Which one?
Like, does that lady, Elizabeth, or whatever?
Well, that's what I mean, like, obviously in which game, because they've all got pretty much different characters in the games. Origins, it just says voice talent, so I'm guessing she would have done multiple B characters in that.
Mm.
Watch Dogs 2, she was someone called Shirley, I never played it. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, it was additional voices. Same with Far Cry Primal. Assassin's Creed Syndicate Jack the Ripper, she was Blighter's voice. Same with the original game, Blighters and Rooks. Unity, she was Marie Levesque, Desiree Clary, and Assassin Recruit. Black Flag, she was the Abstergo Entertainment Receptionist. And Aveline de Grandpré. Can't remember which character that is, but yeah, she's worked fairly closely to Ubisoft, which is fair to say. But yeah, that's pretty much all I think up to date Waking Titan news, at least on the Game Detective's website anyway.
So I know we kind of just slightly glanced over it, but a lot of people made a big deal about the ships and how they look like they might have separate landing pads on them. A lot of people are speculating that you can have because there's co-op, some of your friends will be able to land on the same exact ship, or like, what's your opinion on that?
I think we are seeing the first dregs into multiplayer ships, and these will be smaller than the freighter ships,
Right.
but bigger than your normal starship. So I reckon you'll be able to. I can't tell if you're going to be able to take these into the atmosphere of planets, but I think we're getting that way. So I don't know whether it'll be this update or the next one, but I think these planets will end up going into these new ships will end up being able to go into the atmosphere. Whether or not you can land them like you can do with your small starship, I don't know. But I reckon you'll be able to walk around these ships like you can do with your big freighters, and there'll be multi-crew, so you'll be able to actually properly fly them like you can do with your...
Do you think you'll be able to warp with them?
Yeah.
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 Well, they're going to have to do. They're going to have to do something because I mean, like once you summon it or put it somewhere, it's like you're going to have to move it.
Yeah, you might not even be able to summon it. That's why it might be multiplayer ships. So literally, one person has to fly it.
You think it's going to be like that detailed, where like?
Well, it's not exactly that detailed. It's just the same as your starship, really, isn't it?
Well, I mean, there's guns on this. So do you think the guns are actually going to work on these, or?
I think I reckon that you'll be able to use these ships in multiplayer and like just single player. So you don't have to have like someone with you. I think they'll be both automatic and possibly player controlled. So obviously, one person will be flying, another person could be sat in the gunner positions and shooting. So obviously, with computer games, they tend to just shoot at the moving target. They don't shoot because as people we know to shoot in front of a moving target.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than shoot directly at it, because obviously your bullets just end up being behind the target. So it's going to be.
I've seen them. I've seen like because if you ever see like a freighter getting attacked, like if you ever warped into a system and you see a freighter getting attacked, like the AI, they eventually will kill the attacking ships. I mean, so it's not like they're not completely stupid, but they, you're right. It is. Probably not as good as a human player, maybe.
But even still, like usually numbers always outdo something that's larger anyway, doesn't it? If you got the greater numbers, it usually always pays off,
right?
No matter how, because it's the same with sports. Like in soccer, you could be Barcelona and you could be playing, like a crappy other team. But if your team goes down to 10 or even 9 men. You're still more than likely going to lose to this crap team, no matter how good you are. So yeah, but I'm definitely interested to see if these will definitely be multiplayer ships. Like, I don't know what it's going to mean for, because obviously you can build bases on your freighters, can't you? You can do construction work and change the insides of your ships and stuff. I don't think you'll be able to do that on these ones, just because of the size of them. Because obviously, I don't. They're definitely not going to be as big as the freighters, just because they've got to go into. If they are going to go into orbit.
See, this is like I'm like torn. Like I don't know if they're going to be bigger or smaller. Like I almost think they might be a little bit bigger. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
That's what I mean. If they're definitely not going to go into orbit, like into the atmosphere of the planet, then yeah, they can be the same size as freighters, can't they? It's not going to matter.
Right.
But if it's going to go into the atmosphere and be useful to like deploy land vehicles or sea vehicles, they've got to be like maneuverable as well, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the bigger your ship is, the less maneuverable it is. And with some of the terrains, and like sometimes like the water's not even in an open space; it's like down in a valley or something. So
true.
I reckon they've got to be more manoeuvrable. So I reckon they're going to be smaller. But I don't see the point in having like, because we still don't know what the size of the multiplayer is going to be. If it's just going to be like, like 4 people or 8 people or 16 people or whatever.
I think the co-op, like you and your friends, I think it's going to be limited to 4 people.
Yeah, and can you imagine having just 4 players? You may think it's like, oh, that's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good. But then you think about it, it's like, that's still not a lot of people for. And if you have a massive freighter, like some like the bigger freighter sizes, if you change all the insides out and they've got gun turrets and stuff, you're still going to be far away from each other if something goes wrong.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Whereas obviously having like a medium-sized ship, at least you're going to be close enough to each other, I suppose.
Yeah, well, why would you have to be close to people like while you're on the ship, though? I mean, it's not, unless you're assuming that somebody could come in and attack you from the inside of your ship.
Exactly.
Wow, that would be so cool. I never even thought about that. Like, wow, that's a whole nother angle of
ship
PvP
invasions
right there. Like, that would... Man, don't get me going on this.
Well, that's what I mean, though. I think we do need that middle ground, because I just feel like sometimes freighters are just... Because with freighters, there's a lot of unused space with it. Like...
I mean, dude, honestly, it makes sense, because if you could see... I mean, right now you can't see somebody else's freighter. But if they allow you to see other people's freighters, and you can land, if you could see it, you should be able to land inside of it, and then that's the case. But I think, isn't it that I think if you land inside a freighter, you can't get your gun out, so like that would kind of take out the whole PvP inside of a freighter. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Well, maybe the whole these multiplayer ships are the combating part of that. Then so maybe the freighters will always stay just single player. And then these multiplayer ships will be PvP friendly.
Maybe.
I mean, I'd be fine with that, because you get the most of both things, because you got your traveling big base, and then if you want PvP, you've got the multiplayer ships.
I'm still interested to hear what exactly they mean by PvP. Like, what's the limitations of it? Is it going to be just like a half-assed version of it, or is it going to be full blown, or is it just going to be somewhere in the middle? Like, I want to know exactly what the limitations of PvP are.
I don't think it's going to be like on the scale of, say, like Fortnite.
No, I don't think so either.
It's definitely going to have some limitations, just because of the size of the team as well. Because if you think about it, like there's the amount of cheating that goes on with games like Fortnite or PUBG, etc. And obviously that's not the whole point of No Man's Sky, is the PvP part. But obviously they're still going to get inundated with complaints about a certain person who's constantly grieving them or something. So, I mean, maybe the whole PvP part will be added on to, say, survival mode.
This is where a lot of people are. I was actually watching, I forgot whose YouTube video I was watching, but they went into a whole thing about PvP and like what it means, and like there's like, he made a good point too. Like, there's people out there that have been playing for a long time, and like especially early on when it was really easy to get recipes and upgrades, suit upgrades, everything like that. Like, you can get your upgrades relatively quick, but now you can't.
Oh, no.
So I mean, it's going to really put people. I mean, yeah, you know what? It benefits people that have been playing a long time, and good for them. But like new people that are trying to join, like it's really going to make those people have a really hard time against those people that have been playing for a long time. Like, it's the playing field's not going to be like even.
No.
So like, I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, PvP is going to be its own mode. But then he made another good point saying that, okay, so you're going to spread out people even more.
Yeah.
Like, there's already like 3 or 4 modes as it is, and what are you going to do? Add another mode to spread people out even further? So you're even lowering the chances even more of running into somebody. Yeah. And it's already hard as hell to begin with.
Well, that's what I mean. I think it should be added to survival, because obviously the whole point of survival mode is to survive, isn't it?
I agree with that too. I think it should be in survival mode.
Yeah, I don't think it should be added to permadeath, because that mode's just stupidly hard anyway as it is. And can you imagine spending so much time, like you and your friends building, like say like an empire or something, or getting enough money to get these multiplayer ships, and then if you both die, you lose it, or you got to start all over again. I think that would that would annoy you. So I think survival mode is perfect for PvP, and I think what they'll also do is add. I think multiplayer will be added to all modes, but I think the PvP part would just be either added to survival or survival and normal mode.
I just don't want to see people get spread out even more. I mean, it's just, if you want to start everybody over again to make it fair, like even, like, okay, I can get on board with that, but don't spread people out over another mode.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I think they should add multiplayer to every single mode, but the PvP part just to either survival or survival and normal. Mm-hmm. So that way everyone can still play multiplayer together, but it's only a specific mode where it's PvP.
I have one huge thing that I hope they fix in this update that they haven't fixed yet, and that is when you claim a base for your own, like when you start building on a base, if someone comes in behind you, they can claim that base, and what that does is it actually erases your information and puts theirs on top of yours. So, say if you made a humongous base and you posted your base coordinates online so people can come and see your base or visit your farm or whatever. If someone comes in behind you and claims that same exact base, your information's it's there on your end, but it's gone from the server end, so no one else can see that.
Yeah, that needs fixing then.
I think if someone claims a base, that's theirs, and you can't claim that base again. They need to stop that. You could build somewhere else on the planet, go ahead and claim a different base, but as soon as that one base gets claimed, that's it. No one else can come in behind you and claim it.
But then again, will that interfere with the whole PvP possible part? Because obviously, if you come in and want to take over someone's base, it would make sense to keep that in place, wouldn't it, I suppose?
Well, I mean, yeah, but then you give us an option to destroy. If you completely destroy all the buildings in that person's base, and all it's left is just that one round building, then you know what, you can go ahead and claim that as your own. Yeah. But I mean, if there's still it just. Because I just remember people were building these huge farms, and I remember people were going around and just
taking it for themselves.
Well, yeah, taking it for themselves. So everybody else couldn't go to that farm to get the resources. I remember that was a huge thing during one part, and it's just I just don't think if someone claims a base, that's theirs base. Someone shouldn't be able to come behind him and claim that same base too.
Yeah. Okay, so. Obviously, we've seen a lot of images this last week, be it either the player model or these ships and stuff. What do you think we're going to end up seeing next, up until the release of the next update?
I think we're going to get maybe a little bit more detailed picture of those 3 ships that they were showing, because those pictures of those ships were still, even though they undistorted them, they're still pretty distorted and this kind of, they're just drawings. I want an actual a in-game model, you know what I'm saying, or even if it's a hologram like they did the player model, I just want something better than those hand-drawn pictures or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it did say they were one of 3, didn't it? So
I want to see an in-game picture of a planet with rings.
You just want that confirmed, don't you?
I just confirm that, I just want that nailed down. And let's see. I don't dude, that's so tough, man. I don't know. I mean, what else could they really show us a picture of? I guess maybe a new land vehicle, or I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I don't think we need a land vehicle. We do need a water vehicle for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's what I kind of meant, but just some type of a new vehicle, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
Show us a picture. You know what would be cool if they show us a picture of, because people have been talking about it, is a procedural city skyline or something like that. Like that would send people in crazy if that was like kind of confirmed.
Have you seen the full length picture now of the next update?
Yeah.
Did you see the silhouette of the city?
No, I can't find it.
I'm going to have to find it for you and show you after this. But it's behind. It's behind on the smaller version where it's all compressed and the animals are really close to the dude on the left. Mm-hmm. I think it's behind. It's either behind the dude, the blue one, or it's behind those rocks. Anyway, it is there. It's just like they've shrunk it to it fits onto the Xbox cover.
Okay.
But the full length one, when it's all drawn out, you can see like a silhouette of a city or something. But yeah, I'm of the same opinion. I think. Because obviously they hinted at the multiplayer, so then they show the hologram, and that's one of three. I reckon these new vehicles, whichever they are, and the third one will probably be the biggest one, I think. Because why would you show the biggest one first, and then the other two will be a bit meh?
See, now that's like what else could they have up their sleeve that could be bigger than the player model or the ships?
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing it could be is like a city skyline, I guess, or something like there's nothing really that I can think of that would be bigger than that.
Well, I think we can safely say one's going to be the player model, the other's going to be a ship of some kind. So that's two things, like two separate things, and then I don't know whether the third thing will be multiplayer related or not. See, I was thinking maybe something like something to represent. Like in-game clowns or something like that.
Yeah, but how could you display that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Let's think. Because I reckon like it would be a bit too, because a submarine and a ship look far too similar. So it would just be weird to try and show a multiplayer ship and then a submarine afterwards. And they just think, is that another ship or what? So it has to be two separate things. Like I said, maybe it is. Maybe it will be a planet with rings on it or something. Or
oh my god, dude, that would be crazy.
I don't know. What else have people been wanting? I'm trying to remember what's on the picture. Let's have a look at the picture again. I don't know.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, the biggest things in that picture that are like new are like the planets with rings, the multiplayer player model or whatever.
Yeah.
And then maybe a possibility of a skyline in the background or something like that, which is not really confirmed. Like, I mean, there's nothing really other than that.
The only thing that was said was obviously in that Inside Xbox when he said that you could build with your friends on and off planet. So maybe it's maybe they'll represent it with something like a space station, where you can build space stations.
That would be cool as hell.
Yeah. Okay, so this is probably like the biggest thing I want to talk about is the timing of the ARG and how long spread it's been. So I think this Phase 4, or at least this recent activity, has been over a period 2 to 3 week period, and it's just gone from pretty much zero to everything coming all at once. And I feel like that's the biggest problem at the minute.
Everything is just rushed. It seems like they wait so long in between, like early on, and then when it gets closer to the end, it's just like rush. Let's get this done. Rush.
Yeah.
Like, they could have like just spread things out a lot more to make it more even, I think.
Yeah. I mean, when did Phase 4 actually begin? Let's have a look. Phase 4 actually began on the December 28th.
I was gonna say like close to the beginning of January.
Yeah, so it's been like almost Well, it's
5
been
months?
It's been 5 months to the day. So it's the 28th of December that it started, and we're now the 28th of May. So it's been 5 months. So, and it'll be, 7 months when the next update comes out. So it's been a long ass thing, and I mean, actually, if you're looking back at the timeline, apart from obviously when it first started, like I said, on the 28th, and then it was the 17th of Jan that we heard of something next, and then 20th, and then so that was the 20th of Jan was the last thing, and then the next thing you heard was March 26th. So like 2 months later.
Right.
There was like little things that were received in between them, but like nothing of anything major happened.
Right.
So there was like a 2 month, shutdown of information and everything. And considering the last update came out, was it August?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, nothing. It's not as if it was like literally just after that update got released. It was, like 4 months afterwards.
I'm still convinced too that this might be the end of Waking Titan. I think after this right here, I think this might be over with.
Well, there's no more glyphs, is there? So
yeah, it seems like they're wrapping everything up, kind of. And
yeah. Do you think that's the end of the updates then?
No. I don't think it's the end of the updates. I just think this is the end of Waking Titan in general. I think this is... maybe they might... I don't know. Maybe they might figure out a way to kind of get people involved for updates after this point. But I think this is the end of Waking Titan. It would make sense too, because you know what? This whole thing started with just PlayStation. And it seems like it's going to end when the Xbox people come on. And like, instead of having them jump midway through something that we've already experienced,
start something new.
I think they might just start something new to get everybody on board, instead of just one community and another community jumping in like halfway through or almost 2 years into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes sense. It just makes sense that way.
I think it's gonna have to simplify itself then, if that's the case. Because I'm not saying that Xbox users are simple. I'm just saying, obviously, I think Xbox is a lot more of a casual gamers console, whereas I think PlayStation is the middle ground. I think PlayStation is for the gamers gamer, and then there's PC people, whatever they say about themselves. But it tends to go in. I feel like that's the kind of order. It's like Xbox is a very casual gamers thing, because the Xbox One kind of markets itself as a multimedia.
I was just going to say it's a multimedia machine
device, yeah. Whereas the whole PlayStation 4 thing was, what was its motto?
It's a gaming machine for gamers or something like that.
For motto, whatever it's called. Is it by gamers for gamers or something like that?
It's something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they try to basically say arcade machines.
Yeah.
It's for gaming specifically. And that's what turned me off about the Xbox One, like, when it first started coming out, was like, oh, it's a multimedia platform. And like, well, I don't want a multimedia platform. I want a gaming machine. Like, I have a tablet and a computer and a TV set that has Wi-Fi on it. If I want a multimedia machine, I can just use one of those. Like, I don't want it being a gaming system, like...
Yeah. And I think they will have to, because, especially to begin with, they're definitely not going to have the audience on Xbox who are going to be as dedicated to No Man's Sky as what the PlayStation, the PC audience has been. So
that's why I just think they're going to stop this, and then once they go with Xbox, I think there's going to be a different type of a brand new one starting. I think this is it for this, and I think they're going to start so everybody's on the same page from the beginning instead of having. It just makes sense. I mean, it just makes sense that way. At least in my mind, it does.
So maybe this is why, like, whenever we see Cobra do his subcasts, the title of it is the reset of the universe. Maybe so it's going to reset it so everyone's, like you say, is on equal foot because Xbox is coming in. It's not just going to equate to just No Man's Sky's universe being reset. It's going to equate to also Waking Titan being reset.
I can see that, but I mean, don't forget. I mean, this isn't cross-platform like it is.
Oh, I know that. Obviously, we all work together, though, don't we, on Waking Titan? It's not just PlayStation people work on one aspect of Waking Titan.
No,
PC people.
No, that's true.
So I think what will happen is, like you said, they'll work on something new, but I don't think they'll want to reintroduce previous characters from the ARG either, because obviously, if you're an Xbox player and you've never seen anything what's happened with Waking Titan, and you go in thinking, who's Elizabeth Layton, who's Emily, who's Luke 16, kind of thing.
I've always thought this for like the longest time, but I have a very sneaky suspicion that Cobra knows more about what's going on with No Man's Sky, just in the background, than he leads on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just the general case for most people. You think who tend to cover a specific game.
I mean, because I mean, let's not get this wrong. I mean, he is the top person for No Man's Sky coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been there since the beginning, and he'll be there at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like he's already talked about how he gets packages from from Hello Games all the time. Like he gets in contact with them through email, this and that. Like I just feel that he knows more about what's going on behind the scenes than he leads on. Whether he has to sign like non-disclosure agreements or whatever, this and that. Like, I don't know. I don't have any proof of that. I just get this, whenever you have that funny feeling, I just get that funny feeling that's what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with like other YouTubers though. So like people who tend to play COD a lot, they'll go to obviously all these events, these on like the recent Call of Duty unveiling events and stuff. They tend to get access to these things, and they tend to like go to the actual studios and do tests on the betas and things like that. So I can see something like some kind of dialogue between them happening. To what extent, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out one day. Maybe we won't. But yeah, no, I can definitely see where you're coming from there. So I think
I was gonna say let's kind of
I think Waking Titan, like you say, is coming to its end now. Not just for Phase 4, but in general.
Yeah, I think so. Not the end of it altogether. I think they'll start something different, but as far as Waking Titan's concerned, I think this is the end. Yeah.
Let's move on to the rest of our sci-fi goodness. Although this part isn't technically sci-fi related, obviously there would be games that were sci-fi on this system. Nintendo has supposedly filed for a new trademark, which potentially is hinting at an N64 mini console.
I'm gonna buy it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. The history with Nintendo recently is they've been releasing the mini, because it's Nintendo Entertainment System, and then the mini SNES as well. These are like literal miniature forms. If you haven't known, these are miniature forms of old consoles, and they preload. Is it 30 games, 40 games, or something?
Dude, GoldenEye better be one of those games.
It better be. But yeah, they preload about between 20 and 40 games onto these consoles from that generation of console. You don't have to buy any discs or any cartridges or anything like that. And I don't think they accept any cartridges either.
No, I don't. No.
Because I think the form factor is just too small anyway. And they tend to be like the top selling games from that console generation. Although there has been some weird choices on the previous two versions. Yeah, anyway, so it looks like Nintendo might be, because they sell these things so quickly, and Nintendo is notorious for under manufacturing consoles. We've seen it with the Wii. When the Wii was first released, I think there was still a backlog of orders and demand for the Wii for about 2 years after it got released. You still, like most of the time, you still couldn't find one. similar to the Wii U to a certain extent for maybe the first year. And
it's
then
a mental thing.
It's not been too bad actually with the Switch. Go on.
That's true. Yeah, no, I was just saying. I think it's more of a mental thing for advertising. If it almost seems exclusive, it makes people scramble to try to get one.
Yeah,
it's
and they did the same with these miniature NES and SNES, didn't they? They seem to. It's a bit more understandable because it's a product that's a bit niche. It's more targeted to older, past gamers.
Mm-hmm.
Who used these controls when they were younger, and as with most people, as you get older, you tend to find less time to actually do gaming, and you tend to obviously not want to have loads of consoles, and then you kind of spoil for choice, and then you don't know what to play when you do have the time. But what seemed to have happened, they made some, and then these things went off the market. They couldn't produce enough of the actual consoles, and people were selling them for 3-4 times the actual value on eBay because there was so in demand, these things.
It reminds me of the Elmo dolls.
Yeah. So yeah, I can see that happening again with the N64 one, especially with such loved titles on there like GoldenEye, like Ocarina of Time, for example. So I'm also wondering what are they actually going to put on, because obviously the closer they get to modern consoles, the bigger these games are going to be, and the form factor. How are you supposed to make more space without compromising the size as well?
That's what they always say. With computers and computer chips, as time goes on, things get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Sure.
It's probably easier, dude. You can put old Nintendo games. You can get an emulator for your cell phone, and you can load up 100 games. So it's not it has to be. I don't know. I'm sure if you broke
obviously the games get bigger as well, don't they? The files and stuff. So.
Yeah, well, but dude, don't forget, those games back in the day, how much memory was on one of those cartridges? Maybe 3 megabyte. I don't even know. I'm just guessing. I have no idea. But I'm sure it doesn't take up that much memory.
No, but if you got like I said, between 20 and 40 games, it is because obviously you're also not adding to the console, the amount of memory. So I don't know. Anyway, so. Yeah, so obviously these games make big. Ocarina of Time is a massive game, really. GoldenEye, that's another thing. Are they actually going to recreate the controller as well? Because I don't know about you, but I remember when I was playing the N64, the controller used to feel so good.
Mm-hmm.
But I've tried whenever I've tried holding another one of the controllers nowadays, it feels so wrong.
Well, that's because there's just new designs of controllers out now, so you get that muscle memory.
It's not only that, but I think, how did you used to hold the N64 controller? Did you used to hold the middle spike?
You know what? I don't even. My wife still has an N64 laying around here somewhere. It's I should pull it out and just figure out how I did it.
Yeah.
I guess it maybe depend on what game you're playing.
Well, I remember. I think with N64 you used to hold the middle. For GoldenEye, I think you used to hold the middle handle.
Oh yeah,
and the right hand.
To.
Yeah,
because that's where the trigger was.
Yeah,
was on that middle part. So and you had to use the joystick to move around. So you had to use it there.
Yeah, and I think I tried it recently, and I admit I don't have the biggest hands. My hands are pretty small, but even my hands holding the middle stick and the far right handle. There's not enough space. I don't know how even my dad used to play, because he used to play the N64, and I'm thinking, this was a massive controller when I was younger, and then holding it now, even with my small hands, it's way too small. The gap in the middle.
I'm imagining a situation where there's tons of Donald Trump jokes in the comment section.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think, because obviously with these smaller consoles. I don't think obviously they make a smaller controller.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't know whether they're going to compromise on the controller, because I don't think people will want to revert back to using that kind of style of controller.
I think I don't know. I think that's the whole point of the.
Because if you think about it, you got
bringing
to
stuff back.
You got to reproduce the mold, haven't you, as well?
You don't think they still have those?
I mean, why would you? I mean, especially with even with the Switch has pretty much gone to like a uniformed, even like the Switch separate controllers, the Pro controller things that you can buy for Switch, they're just a general shape, aren't they? Like the Xbox controller, like the PlayStation controller, they're all like the similar shape, aren't they? You've got the two bits on the sides, and then like a thinner central part.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe they'll kind of just rejig it, but put it in the same shape, form factor. But another thing is you didn't have obviously you only had one stick, didn't you? You didn't have like a.
No, you just had the one joystick.
Yeah, so like obviously like when you're playing Call of Duty now, you have one stick to look around and the other stick to move around. Whereas I tried playing GoldenEye with a N64s, and like it was so weird to control. Oh.
And it sucks because back in the day, it felt so good.
Yeah.
It felt so fluid and natural when you were playing it back. And I remember I used to play that thing constantly.
And that's the one thing that I'm worried about with this, because I don't think people are going to get it and think they're going to start playing it and thinking, I cannot play with this controller. What are we going to do? Oh.
Nintendo's smart. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking maybe they'll use maybe they'll use the shape, but they'll just fit the whole button scheme into a general, a more familiar form factor. So, but yeah, enough of that. So let's go on to our E3 list. And for once, it's actually the other way around. It's confirmed games. We've got some games on this time compared to rumored games. We've got. I think we mentioned the Division 2 as a rumoured one, but it has now been confirmed. It will be at E3 this year.
I kind of figured that was going to happen.
Yeah, at the Ubisoft stand. I did also see that they are trying to get it out within a year. So I don't know if that's within a year, this actual year, or within 365 days of them showing it at E3. So it could be Easter time next year sometime.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah, so. And also Death Stranding has been confirmed as well, which is the Kojima mindfuckery game.
No, the naked guy on the beach game.
Yeah, I think there was gameplay either on IGN or the IGN editors went and played it. And I think they went to play it at E3 Judges Week, which was last week. And I think what they played was more to do with player cooperation. So I don't know if that means multiplayer or something. But yeah, I didn't have a proper look at it. It was just when I was just going through things what we can talk about today. But yeah, so that's been added to the confirmed games list at E3. The Kojima one the Death Stranding will be on PlayStation because it's a PlayStation exclusive, and the Division will probably be at Ubisoft. Because it's Ubisoft, isn't it? The Division. It's Tom Clancy's, isn't it?
They had to show something because there was a Ubisoft game there was like a pirate game that was supposed to come out later this year, and they got delayed again. So like they can't show that off again now.
Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. Like,
I mean, I kind of do because I think it's made by the same people that did Black Flag, and that was like one of my favorite Assassin's Creeds. So
it is, but did you see the gameplay of it last year? The E3.
What dude? I don't trust any
game?
I don't trust any gameplay I see at E3. So
well, what they showed last year was basically it was like a top-down, like a tactical game, but it was just pirate ships. And it wasn't like Black Flag, where you were like running around the ship, or you were guiding it, and you had the arc of where the cannonballs would travel.
That would make me really disappointed.
Yeah, it wasn't like that at all. It was very much like a tactical, kind of top-down-ish version, I suppose.
Dude, if Sea of Thieves could have it so that you could be on deck and see all that stuff, there's no reason why Ubisoft can't make a game like that.
Yeah, but I think it was. I think it is by the team that did the that part of Black Flag. So I mean, depending on what they've worked. I mean, maybe it's just not coming out the way that the people have been wanting it to. So maybe that's why it's being pushed back. But I wouldn't be surprised if it gets cancelled. To be honest with you,
sounds like Ubisoft's version of the failure that was Halo Wars.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets cancelled because they've got so much. Ubisoft I don't think they need it. They've got Division 2 coming. They've got what else have they got? They've got Between Good and Evil 2. They've got such big franchises.
Don't forget, an Assassin's Creed game was leaked on that Walmart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so. It just said Assassin's Creed. We still don't know what that means yet. They've got that, whatever that's coming. They don't need a B parts pirate game. What's just a spin-off from one aspect of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So, like I said, I mean, it's one of those games when like a couple of years ago when Ubisoft revealed that snowboarding game. I can't remember what it's called. But they're just like right at the end, everyone was thinking, "Oh, Ubisoft always like announce something really cool at the end of their press conferences," and then they announced like this winter sports game, and I forgot what it was called.
Steep.
Yeah, Steep. And it was just like you ended on Steep. You ended on a game where people used to play snowboarding games back when it was Dreamcast and PS2. Like, why would you do that?
I can confirm that nobody on my friends list is playing Steep. So
no, I downloaded the free demo when it got released, like after the E3. I can't remember like how long after E3, but it was. I'm pretty sure I've still got it somewhere. I had it on my Steam list, but yeah, I downloaded it. It was just boring. I can, you know what I mean? Like, snowboarding games are a thing from like 15 years ago, 10 years ago. It's same with skateboarding games. Like Tony Hawk's belongs in the past because it's just not a thing anymore.
I'm all set on that.
Yeah. So I'm hoping this year they don't end on anything weird. I reckon this year that Ubisoft will end on probably Between Good and Evil 2. Is it called Between Good and Evil? I can't remember.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Let me just double check.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. Sorry.
Okay.
I reckon they'll end on that this year. No more of this weird stuff, Ubisoft, please. No more Skull and Bones, or just scrap it. I mean, I can't think of any other PlayStation first-party games or whatever that they've scrapped, unlike Microsoft where they scrapped that Dragon game. I can't remember what that's called either. Was it called Scales or something?
I don't even know.
Scalebound. It was a Dragon thing game, but it was cancelled. I think it was scheduled to release in 2017 by Platinum Games, and it got pushed back. I can't remember how many times. But it got cancelled in January 2017, and I think it got cancelled maybe a few months before it was supposed to be released, just because it was that bad, like the development of it. So it was. Here we go. The game was officially announced at Microsoft Studios press conference at E3 2014 with a cinematic trailer. The game missed E3 2015, but the game's gameplay was shown at Gamescom 2015 alongside Crackdown 3 and Quantum Break. Scalebound was set to be released worldwide for the Xbox One in late 2016, so it went past that release date into 2017, and then it was cancelled. So it just shows you how bad and how far behind the development of that game was. So well done, Microsoft. Thumbs up. But yeah, that is all I think for today's episode of the Galactic Explorers Podcast. Thank you very much for joining me, Jeff. It's been a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you all for supporting the channel and these episodes of the podcast. It's been amazing. The last episode, I believe, achieved around 64 views, I want to say. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 64 views, there we go. And we've now got 19 subscribers, so thank you very much, every single one of you who subscribed. I have added some more graphics to the video. I will like eventually add other stuff to the video and things. It's just getting into a routine of doing them and getting them all set up. But make sure you do leave a like on this video. Make sure you leave some comments about your thoughts and everything we talked about today. Ask us some questions or even leave us some topic ideas. It's always grateful to get you guys involved and everything.
I seen you commenting back and forth with that one dude on the last video.
Yeah. That is. His name's kind of Frenchy. Let me just go back and double check again. It's King's Furno. So it sounds like Furno, like Inferno kind of thing, but it's French. But yeah, it's great hearing from you guys, like Kings. So yeah, make sure you do leave comments and everything, and make sure you check us out on Twitter. The links will be down below. Make sure you subscribe to Jeff as well on his YouTube channel. Yeah. That's it. Have you seen the very end of the videos now? I've got the whole setup of all the channels and the Twitter accounts and everything. But yeah, so make sure you check everyone out, please, guys. It'll be really grateful. And from us to you, we shall see you next time.